Hey guys and gals, welcome back. Thank you for continuing watching, hitting that play button. You're so awesome. You are so awesome. I love it. You know I love it. Let's go, you beautiful, intelligent people. Oh yeah, isn't this fun? Isn't this fun? Slowly, guys, slowly I'm waking up a little bit. Pretty foggy brain today. I don't know what's up. I'm already down half a cup of coffee and I barely even started the stream. What's up? Quick shout outs to you subscribers and the recent follow. Thank you so much. You know, you just help make my day by doing that. You have no idea. It's pretty awesome of you to do that. So I appreciate you so much. Your understanding and patience when watching my videos, seeing my pain. We're going to get back on that topic. I need to really figure it out logically in my head. How do you position stuff based on coordinates? What is the reference point? That's what we need to figure out. I'm thinking maybe the game object. I don't know. But let's get into this, guys. Appreciate you being here and continuing watching. I'm down half a cup of coffee, so we'll see how we go. Let's see how it goes today. All right, we are back. Ba, 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 ba. Yes, good vibes. I'm putting the old elevator music back on because I can't deal with commercials. Honestly, that throws me off too. It's like I can't even focus properly with stuff because of stuff like that. Okay, so let's quickly run. Let's have a look at our game. Okay, so where are we at? All right, I'm gonna try to stay on topic, stay focused. I know last video was a little bit of a landslide, a rock slide, if you will. Yeah, you can see it all over my roadway. I know, it's a mess. Total mess. But we're in the tank, so hopefully we're good. Okay, so we were working on our camera. Yes, that's what we were doing. Okay, we linked it up with a game object. This is key right here, guys, this game object. Recall, I don't want to go over it again, but our camera here. The game object is so that the camera knows which object to follow. Essentially, that's kind of what it is in a nutshell, right? This is the code for the camera, but the camera needs to know, hey, it's like asking us, going, Bob. I don't know if your name's Bob or not, but we'll just roll with it. It's going, I don't know who to follow. You got some script for me to follow, but I don't know who to follow. So can you create a game object so I know? And there we go, and it's public, right? So we could actually add in the information here in our inspector. Man, it's a beautiful thing, guys. It's a beautiful thing. Now I'm going to try to not get too deep into the understanding of like this. It's a little bit of a mind mess. Now so I'm going to think about this. Okay, our props. Okay, so let's just kind of take a couple of steps back here and just try to figure this out in the mind. Why I'm doing this, guys, it's not just for me, but it's also for you guys. Okay, I'm going to mess up. Okay, and I'm going to do my best to mess up bad so we can figure it out together. Okay, that's the awesome part of it. Okay, we're all humans and life is not perfect. But let's have fun with it and just roll with it. Roll with the punches. Okay, so I'm looking at my main. So this is we create these. They're called create empty. They're called game objects. Okay. And so this being a game object, so I clicked it. It's our main container. Okay, guys. So I'm going to try to utilize the wordage, if you will, so that we continue, so you guys understand. So there's our game object. It's inside this boulder. But this game object is our main container. Okay, it's the main container. Okay, if that makes any sense. It's invisible, it's floating in space. We run the game, you don't see it, right? Which is perfect. That's fine. I'm using this game object, which we called obstacles, because essentially every item here is an obstacle on the roadway, right? So now looking at our boulders, okay, let's look at our boulder. Notice the direction of the arrow, right? I'm trying to figure this, kind of get it, we need to get it straight in our mind and try to figure out when we, like, going back on the camera thing, right? On the camera thing, right? We're laying here on the ground. We ran the game. Technically, we're kind of playing a game, essentially. We're going to eventually be able to operate this. We'll get there, guys. Stay tuned. So we were laying on the ground here, right? Our camera, the camera is our eyes, our viewpoint, right? The player's viewpoint. But before we did our offset in our code here, we did this offset. We were laying on the ground underneath the tank, essentially. And we're zooming along underneath the tank. Well, that's not a very good spot to be now, is it? Doesn't sound very safe, right? Who would really do that? I mean, somebody would be pretty wild to do that. Let's ride underneath the tank. Let's go. Can you imagine? Yeah, no, that's not where you want to be. Okay? Not very comfortable. It's not a comfortable feeling, you know? You feel me? So we had to move our eyes, our eyeballs, our viewpoint from underneath, backwards, and up. Okay? That's the logic in our mind. That's what we needed to do. We needed to be standing vertically and looking. So imagine you're standing behind it, right? Your eyes are the camera. So we had to do an offset. Okay? We needed to create a private vector 3. Again, we're working in 3D. I created a variable name. Okay, a name for our vector 3. It's a struct, guys. Okay, we'll look at these little details every once in a while. Okay, this is our name. I created the name. We created the name together. We have to do what's called instantiation or newing up. Okay, it has to equal a new vector 3, and each vector 3 can take in values. Okay, in other words, they could take parameters. You could parameters or arguments. Okay, we put in arguments. Okay, values or arguments. Okay, I don't want to confuse you, but I'll try to reuse the terminology or the wordage so you guys understand. Again, if you need to learn coding, I got a bunch of C++ videos. You can watch that series by all means. I don't know, it's not super exciting. There's 40 plus videos. Again, each video is 2-3 hours long, guys, but you don't have to watch the whole 3 hours. Okay, there's breaks and stuff. Really, it's maybe 1 to 2 hours of coding content, and then the last hour, half an hour or hour of the video is just mathematics. So essentially, you don't really have to watch the whole video. I know it says 3 hours. Don't let it overwhelm you or scare you. It's not fully 3 hours, okay, of content. But there's a lot of good content there in the C++ videos. I mess up, guys, all right, so that we can learn, right, and get better. Errors are good. That's the way I look at it. That's how we learn, right? We all know this in life as humans, right? I need to check to make sure you guys can hear me in the stream. So let's double check that. Hopefully I'm not talking to myself here. Let's see. Okay, just give me a sec. And then we'll get back on track. Check that. Hopefully I'm not talking. Okay, we're good. Perfect. That's what I want to hear. Yeah, yesterday I was doing a how-to video, and my mic just dropped. I don't know what was up. So I have no explanation. It's really weird. I'm using OBS for YouTube, and every once in a while the settings just get cleared or reset or something weird happens. So every once in a while, like, you know, if you're gonna stream and you're want to get into streaming, check your settings once in a while, whether you're using slobs or OBS, because they will just clear. Like the mic, I have to anyways. I'm just giving you guys a heads up. But let's get back into the coding part. Having a coffee. Appreciate you being here. Okay. So back on track. So we're talking. So the reason I'm getting into this, guys, is because we need to figure out. This is what we need to figure out. We need to get in our brain like correctly and figure out, okay, it's easy to figure out which values, right? We need to move the camera backwards. Okay, so camera. Well, I'm just gonna go like this. Oh, camera. Oh, yeah, it's the same thing anyways. Okay, yeah, it's the same thing. Okay, I just realized that I was clicking the wrong object. So that key first, make sure when you're thinking of which direction you should be going, whether it's positive or negative, that's what we're trying to figure out, guys. It's easy. We need to know that we need to move in the blue direction and we need to move in the green direction. We don't need to move in the red direction. Okay, so get these in your brain. X is red, Y is green, and blue is Z. Z, Z, tomato, potato, tomato. It doesn't really matter, guys. It all cooks the same. Okay, and still tastes good too, right? Let's go! Okay. So we needed to move our eyeballs backwards and up, right? So here's getting back on track. These are the values we needed. We needed to know, okay, we have to figure out these values. Are we going in the positive direction? Are we going in the negative direction? What are we doing, right? We're all learning and growing and figuring it out together here, guys. Okay, so we know the X is 0. We don't need to move it in the X direction, but we need to move it in the Y direction, which makes sense. Positive is up, right? Logically, that makes sense, so that's good. So we got the first value correct, but we couldn't figure out, is it positive or is it negative for Z? Okay, so you just play around with it, guys. Really, just put in a value and just see what happens, right? Just test it. There's only two values. It's either positive or it's negative. You can't really break it from there, right? But it would be nice to know. It would be nice to be able to stick in the correct value initially, wouldn't it? And then I was kind of basing it off the sign here, the signage, and going, oh, hey, wait. Well, this sign is pointing this way, and I would assume that this is positive, assuming. Same thing with here. This is positive. If I click this, this is positive. But then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, well, do we base or try to figure out our coordinates based on the, how do I say this? Is it relative? Are our coordinates relative to the game object? That's why I'm talking about game objects, guys. This is kind of what I'm trying to get at. Okay, so our game object is there. The game object is pointing in the same direction as our tank. Okay, so we got to kind of remember this in our brains logically. So let's look at our game object for the vehicle. Oh, it's the same direction. That's good. Okay, so now they're both in the same plane. Okay, guys, they're both in the same space, right? Remember, the game object is an entity in our world as well. It's invisible, but it's there. Okay, so this is an actual object in our environment, so that you guys know this stuff, right? Just so you can, let's do this. Let me click this. Okay, you see how I'm clicking the obstacles A? It's a game object, okay? And it's a container, okay? And this container is holding all of our rocks, our boulders, our barriers. But it's right here. Obviously, it's just so, how do I say this the best way? All of these objects are inside this container, okay? Or our game object, okay? Technically speaking here, guys, okay? Not visually. Visually, obviously, we can see the boulders are down the roadway here, right? They're all down the roadway. And luckily for us, they're all pointing in the same direction in the Z, so that's good. If you see the red is going to the right, well, that's the same direction, okay? So red's going to the right, or X is going right. Yeah, okay, good. So they're all pointing the same direction. Good. Okay, compared to our main container, if you will. Okay, so take note of these little things, these little details. And if you set up your game object initially, before you drag and drop any, like these are objects too. I know I'm using the word object a lot, but they are technically all objects in our world or in our environment. Okay, guys? Every single item, even the roadway is an object, the other roadway is an object, right? It's obvious, right? It's just like anything in life, you know? A pencil is an object, a cup of coffee is an object, you know what I mean? But our game objects, I'm going to call these game objects, okay? So if you guys hear me say game objects, they're our containers I'm talking about, okay? So I'll create a game object which will hold our objects. Game object is I know it's a lot of words, I know. But just so we could actually get it straight in our head, okay? Now here's what I'm thinking. The camera is pointing the same direction as the tank. We use the values for Z negative. So now I started thinking about a little bit more. Okay, so yes, blue is pointing that direction. Our camera is pointing the same way too. Okay, guys? Okay, blue is pointing that direction, down our roadway, right? In our brains, I would assume this is, like last video, I don't think I could have explained this. I needed more coffee, guys. So thank you for your understanding and continuing watching. You're awesome, every single one of you. And also the recent subscriber. Let's go! Subscriber. You're awesome. Beautiful. You're beautiful and you're intelligent. Don't let anybody tell you anything different, all right? Okay. Because I said so. Okay, they're both pointing in the same direction. So in our brains, we would assume that is positive. Okay, so this kind of makes more sense logically. So if we're moving our our viewpoint, that means we're going backwards. And that makes sense now, thinking about it. So that's why it's negative. We need to go backwards. Okay, I think I might have just explained it a whole lot better than I did last video. I know, I had to do a whole hour video just to explain that. But yeah, so hopefully that helps, guys. Okay, so if you're looking, and we're gonna add more objects, we're gonna play around with it, and we're gonna see if the logic actually holds fair. Okay, let's find out. Again, the direction these arrows are pointing, we're gonna assume is in the positive direction. Okay, so when we are putting our values into our code, we needed to go backwards. That's why we're using a negative. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense than what I was trying to do last video. So hopefully it helps. Let's drop one of these. No! Oh no, it's not that one. My bad, guys. Silly me, silly me. It's not that one. That's not the one I wanted. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. And that's not it either. But hey, I like the sound. But I gotta turn off the sound. Good old elevator music. Just waiting for the commercial to end, guys. There we go. Okay, let's drop it. Cool. Okay, now we need to move forward. Let's continue, guys. Okay. Again, when I'm doing these videos, I know we're kind of going over Unity's examples or tutorials, which is great. It's beautiful that they have that. I love it. I mean, I recommend you guys check it out. learn.unity.com if you're want to practice. It's laid out really well. Great instruction. I truly recommend it. Okay. Now I've been through it already, so what I'm doing here is kind of giving you guys a little bit more help, a little bit more extra detail. Okay. Hence why they're probably a little bit longer, these videos, but it's fun. So let's go. So what we've done all that. Okay. So we're kind of caught up. We've done our vector 3, we've created our offset, our camera offset. We've figured out our coordinates. We could change these values, guys and gals, anytime we want, right? Remember the 536 lines of code concepts when you're creating your fields or your variables, if you will, okay? Just have that kind of concept. Remember, stay organized. Be organized with your code. This is your file system. Create file folders, name them properly. All your objects that are in your world, create a game object that's going to hold them. Again, these are containers. That's a container. We call it game objects, but essentially it's a container holding all of these items. Okay? I know you guys understand. Okay, so we created an offset, and here we go. This is it right here. Again, the line 536 concept. We don't have to come down and look for this line in our code because they're just variables, right? So we keep the parameters, if you will, at the top of our code so that we could just quickly edit them and not have to look through 536 lines of code to do some editing, right? You guys get that logic, right? So it's kind of a little bit forward thinking. It's keeping organized, and it's good coding, common coding practice, okay? And even with working in Unity, guys, creating folders, subfolders, whatever, you know, it's just good practice, okay? Stay organized. Okay, so let's do one more thing, okay? And then we're gonna get on to something else, and we're gonna get into the we're gonna continue this. Okay, so if you notice, guys, now I'm gonna start it again because we're actually running off the roadway soon. Okay, we're gonna hit a couple of boulders, we're gonna bounce around a little bit. That's fine. And we've run off the road again. I want it to go down the roadway so that you guys could see. So what I'm gonna do is maybe go like this. Oh, I've actually got everything selected. What's up? Okay, let's just do that for a sec. I could hit undo later. So let's run it. We're gonna run in a straight line. Okay, that's gravity took over there. If you can see, our vehicle is lurching. Okay, in the gaming world, guys, we call that the rubber banding. Okay, most of you, if you're gamers or FPSers, you've probably heard the term rubber banding. Okay, you'll see people, or lag, people will call it. You know, somebody, you got different people on the server, and then you can see the player, they're just kind of randomly rubber banding or spawning. That's called rubber banding. Okay, there's a way to fix that. Okay, and it's pretty easy. Unity shows you how to do this, guys, as well. But it's another, so these are methods. Okay, I don't want to get into the details of C++ or C# coding. Again, I recommend you guys check out my C++ videos. If you want to just go straight to learning C#, I don't really have any C# videos myself, but I put a link in, I think it's the how-to video or something. There's a link in comments for if you want to learn C#. So I did recommend a site. The guy's name's Mike. He's pretty easy to learn from. So, but it's key, guys. You gotta have. It helps to have a good understanding of coding and script and what you're placing and typing and such. Okay. All right. With that foundation, right, guys, you got to have a good foundation, and then you'll understand. Again, Unity has their own methods. They create their own methods, which are built in with the software, all right, so that you guys can understand. They have their own methods, okay? Visual Studio has, like, so if you notice here, these are called namespaces. I don't really mean to get into talking code here, but there we go. If you grind code in Visual Studio, you'll see it's called using system. They're namespaces. It's our library, essentially. Anything we need for typing code, you need the namespace because it reflects. So if we type stuff down here, right, wherever, we need, see, you can see using Unity Engine is highlighted. Well, if we don't have this, it's gonna error. See that? Using the namespaces are key, guys. You see how everything, it's not broken. I don't want to save it and I don't want to run this code because we have, like, I don't know, a few errors here. All of these are part of the, we could just call it a library, if you will. Okay? Without the namespaces, you can't type any of this stuff. Okay? I hope that makes sense. All right? Using system, that's part of Visual Studio. That's part of, well, coding in general. It doesn't matter if you're using Visual Studio. You could be using JetBrains. You know, there's still usings in that as well. System and such. Okay? All right, so if you type a method or a function in code and the software doesn't recognize it, there's probably a good chance that you're missing your namespace. Okay? All right, let's continue. So yeah, this is what we're gonna do. This is how we fix, it's called smoothing up your camera. Okay? And it is called, let's see what this is suggesting. What is it suggesting? Private. It's suggesting that you make it private. No. I mean, will it break if we didn't? Let's see. Or I mean, will it break if we did? To be honest, why, I don't understand why Unity's developers, because they have their own developers obviously creating this software. It takes developers to create software, guys. But we're in Visual Studio, right? Obviously, logically, right? Software has to be built, okay? And it takes code to build it. Preview changes. Now, Visual Studio is recommending it. There we go. This is common, to be honest, right? That's why I look at this and I go, why is there nothing there, right? If you did any if you've done enough code grinding, you would. This is common to start typing private or public. Okay, those are our access modifiers. Okay, I want to test this. Okay, we just made our update private. Let's see if it works. Okay, let's run it. Does it still work? Oh yeah, looks like it. We're still lurching though. It's pretty bad, right? Okay, so we didn't break it, making that private. Now, curious why it's not private? I don't know. Honestly, I guess it just depends on... so every company's kind of different. I mean, this is common. I don't want to get too deep into talking about this. Now, the understanding of why they're not using access modifiers for their methods, I don't know, guys. It could be anything. It could be maybe they're not allowed to. Maybe it's an industry standard. Maybe they have their own set of rules and guidelines. Right? Every company is different. They're gonna have their own ways of doing things, right? As a developer, if a developer works for a company, the developer, whether they're junior or whether they're advanced or experienced, whatever they call them, they would still have to follow those company guidelines and rules, like as in regards to like naming conventions, right? Anyways, I'm getting off topic, so but I'm here to help you guys learn too, right? Hopefully you have some understanding of coding, hopefully. Okay, I recommend that you guys grind it out. Keep your mind positive. If you set your mind to something, you could do it. You could do it! I believe in you guys. I truly do. If you have any questions or concerns, just ask. Okay, anytime. I'll do my best to help you out. Okay, so we're going to fix this now. I'm going to change that back to the way it was. For me, I'm kind of a bit anal. I would put private there. I mean, it seemed to work regardless, but... So, what we need is called... it's a method called late update. So all we have to do is type late. Now, I know it's hard to see, guys. There. Okay, I just had to hit enter. Okay, instead of regular update, okay, that's what we had before. I'll just go like this so you can see. It's another method. Okay, again, you'll hear the words functions and methods mentioned kind of, I don't know, in the same sentence, if you will. Essentially, a method is a function within a class. Bottom line, that's all it is. Okay, but they're basically the same thing. Methods, functions, same thing. They make the magic happen. Okay, so late update, that's what we did, guys. Okay, it's called late update, and it's another built-in method created by Unity Engine, or it's part of the Unity Engine library or namespace. The fine devs. What's up?
Trace.
Well, Trace needs to know that I'm live streaming right now. Just tell him he has to walk home if he wants to come home early. God, it's frustrating. My son is really getting on my nerves lately with slacking with school and wanting to come home early all the time. I'm a believer in education, and I know the way the world is right now about education. Education needs to be... Hey, how's it going, Summer Track? Education needs to be about learning. Now, if you're there learning mathematics, that's what you should be learning. Nothing else. So the teacher should be teaching mathematics, period, bottom line, end of story. Nothing else. So, anyways. Yeah, I know my kid. Sheesh, kids, I tell you. And you're not allowed to beat the crap out of them nowadays, you know, or kick them in the butt or pull them in the ear, you know. Yelling at them doesn't help much. It's a big waste of time. I'm not saying I yell at my kid, but it's like the old saying, in through one ear and out the other. Okay, so let's run this. We got this fixed, okay? That was a bit of a distraction. Late update, okay? Make sure you're saved. Always save, guys. And then let's run it. Because you need to make sure you're saved in Visual Studio, and then it'll update Unity as well. Okay, so let's run it. There we go. A lot better, huh? Smoother, guys. So pretty cool. So thank you, Unity, for that awesome method. You don't have to create these yourselves, guys, right? They're there for you to use. Some company, such as Unity, has already paid an employee to make the method for you to use, which is awesome. That's why it's such a great software. I recommend it. I mean, hey, where can you go wrong? Like, they're trying, like, the industry, the gaming, or it's not just gaming, it's applications industry, all the different areas. They're encouraging people to learn, right? That's why the software is free. Visual Studio is a free download. Thank you, Visual Studio people. I mean, I'm appreciative that I have the opportunity to be able to download this software and be able to use it. I'm self-taught over here, guys, for pretty much everything, but I do have a design and drafting background, so jumping into using Unity software is kind of like a bicycle. If you've driven one type of bicycle, you can jump on any bicycle and operate it, right? Okay, let's keep going. We need to finish up. Appreciate you being here, though, viewer. Thank you for the little LOL. No kidding, right? Unbelievable. Okay, so that's done. So there's something else that you could do in Unity. So this is, at learn.unity.com. They have a recommendation. It's under preferences here, guys. So remember earlier I showed you how to do your layout. You can change your layouts, right? Create your own custom layout. You can save your layout and such, and yada, 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 right? Go back a few videos. I go over that. There's something else you could do, right? Remember when we run it, you notice the color of my background here when I run the software? Well, you can actually change that color, and which is awesome. And it's under edit. And you got to kind of, not only do you have to learn how to use the Unity software, but you have to have a bit of understanding of, whoops, my bad. Right, these are common, right? Save as, new project, exit. That's all common stuff in file. But then you got some other stuff here in edit. A lot of common stuff such as cut and copy and paste. You jump from one software to another, majority of them, they're all going to be similar and have the same sort of thing, right? There's a find. You can actually play and pause and step through. I'm stepping through. You can sign out right here, apparently. But then you got project settings and preferences as well. So under edit, preferences, and the tab is not external. Which one was it again? Package manager? No, wasn't that. Colors. Yeah. Hello. Just hold up. Oh yeah, of course. Why wouldn't I get a commercial? I was trying to do something, but the commercial screwed up my
Go!
Yeah. The commercial kind of messed up the moment. Go! That's what I was gonna do. So let's go back. So you could change, right? So what was changed? What was changed? Scene. I think it's scene. Play mode. That's it. Play mode tint. So you can click this little edit or whatever icon. For some reason it's lagging. I don't know. What? There we go. Finally got it. Again, this is common. Visual Studio, you could actually change your theme, if you will, in Visual Studio. I have a video on that too, guys, if you wanted to change your theme or your layout in Visual Studio. I also have, I'm gonna actually see if I can bring it up. Okay. Hopefully that didn't change. Did that change? Hopefully not. Let's find out. I don't know, something weird was going on there. I don't think I turned, yeah, it looks like I did. I changed the color by accident. Edit. Well, it won't change there, so that's too late. I forget which setting I used. Great. Colors. Here we go. I must have selected a color by accident. I did. And there's no way to hit undo. Whoops. It does actually undo. But let me bring something up here quickly. I have so many different colors set up. So hold up, guys. I'll show you something. Let me share something with you here. Let's see if I can find it quickly here. I wasn't ready for this, and I wasn't expecting to do this. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Come on, where is it? See if I can find it quickly. Where are you? Where did I put you? Is it here? I feel like I'm getting closer. I have so many pull downs here. I'm getting closer. Where is it? Colors, program colors. And let me just pick one here. I'm gonna pick, I don't know, this one. Okay? I'll try to put links in for you guys. Okay? So here we go. All right, so we have what's called, these are hex codes for colors. Okay? Now, I'll put a link here for you guys in comments for this video. All right, I just wanted to show that. Also, there's one more. I'll try to be quick here. It's pretty deep in my file system here for Google. Where is that again? I should try to remember. Hold up. Right here, is it this one? Yeah, Microsoft Learn Program Colors. Okay, I found it. And then there's one that for Visual Studio as well. Hopefully I find it, the right one. Is it this one? I'm assuming it's gonna be this one. No, it wasn't. Sorry, guys. Export. Patience. Okay, I'm getting faster at finding it. Where is it? There it is. I found it. Okay, right here. Whoops, my bad. So Visual Studio's learn.microsoft.com. They also have color value reference for Visual Studio. Okay, and there's lots, and it's all hex code, guys. Okay, so let me show you something quickly. So I could take a hex code. Let me just pick, I don't know, a blue, for example. Okay, so if you click, I don't know if you're using Google or Bing or whatever. So what you do is you go RGB for hex code and then paste. There we go. Okay, and it'll give you the hex code for that. Okay, 007 AAC. So that would be it there. So there's your RGB. Red, green, blue. Okay, so I'm going to pick those 0, 122, 204. Okay, and let's go back here. I could go 0. Oh, is it 122 V? Whoops, that's not it. 122 and 4. I don't remember what it was. Oh, I could actually type it right here too. Nice. V. Let's go like this. Will that work? Yeah. 122, 204, 150, 0. Okay, there, we got it. We got it. So cool. You could actually paste the hex code, hexadecimal code in there as well. So that's nice. Good job, Unity. I love it. Okay, so now if I run it, there we go. Okay, guys, a little bit of extra tips and tricks for you. Where are we at for time here? Well, we got a few more minutes, I guess. Trying to keep these at an hour. And so there you have it, guys. Again, edit. I will put those links for you in comments if you want to utilize them. Again, you could scroll through the colors and then you could pick your favorite colors, right? And I guess if you wanted to go like mad, you could mess around with a lot of things. I wouldn't go too crazy, right? Obviously, there's the colors for your X, Y, and Z. I would keep those, just leave them, right? I don't know if you can actually save this. Use defaults. So if you mess up really bad, you can click use defaults. Okay, guys? And then there you go. You could actually change whatever. But what we changed here was called play mode tint. Okay? There you go. Boom. So, and that gives you, it's kind of a notification in your brain that you're in play mode. Really, that's what it's for. Okay? Because obviously the color changed. Cool. All right. Let's go on. We're going to probably end the video. And hopefully that helped. But what we're going to do, now we're going to stay tuned, guys. We are going to do code to actually, because all this time, our code, well, this code here is code that you would type if you don't want any user input or interaction. Okay, so if you notice, our tank just operates on its own. Okay, that's what I'm explaining to you here. Okay, so this line of code, I could actually, I'm just going to delete that for now, right? It's pretty basic, right? Real easy lines of code. It's inside a method. The method's called translate. It's part of the Unity engine software, okay? And you can put in your these are technically parameters, but they're holding values. Okay, so yeah, we'll leave it at that. Stay tuned, guys, and then we're gonna do some code so that we could actually operate and put ourselves in the driver's seat. So that is it. Appreciate you, viewer, for being here. That's awesome of you for dropping by. And yeah, I'm gonna continue because normally I'd be like, okay, I have to stop recording because I have to go pick up my kid from school, but now he can walk home. That's what he gets. That's right. Nothing but like a good old walk home from school. Now I'm gonna make him do homework. All right, you guys, take care for now. Appreciate you being here. Subscribers, those of you that hit the like button, viewers, appreciate you. I will see you guys next video. For now, Johnny's saying take care.
Save up to 70%.
Maybe I don't understand this.